My cousin, a paramedic, called one evening while I was sitting on the couch, half watching a game. His voice came through the phone trembling, panicked, a tone I'd never heard from him before. "Mark, your wife, where is she?" I frowned, glancing toward the kitchen. "She's in the kitchen," I said slowly. "Why?" There was a long silence, then his voice dropped to a whisper, shaky and uncertain. "She's supposed to be at the scene of a fatal car crash right now. The victim had her ID on them." For a moment, I couldn't process what he was saying. I turned toward the kitchen. My wife, Emily, was standing at the counter chopping vegetables, humming to herself. "What are you talking about, Jack?" I asked, half laughing in disbelief. "She's right here." But the uneasy tone in his voice didn't change. "Mark, the woman we just pulled out of the wreck looks exactly like her. Same face. Same clothes described on the ID. She's dead, Mark." My blood ran cold. I slowly lowered the phone, my eyes fixed on Emily. "Jack says, there's been an accident," I muttered. She froze, knife in hand, then turned to me with wide eyes. "What kind of accident?" she asked, her voice shaking. "One where someone had your ID," I said carefully. Her lips parted, and her face went pale. "I can explain," she whispered. "Explain what?" I asked, heart hammering. "You're supposed to be dead, Emily. What's going on?" She set down the knife and took a step toward me. "Mark, please, I didn't plan this. I didn't mean for you to find out like this." "Find out what?" I demanded, my voice rising. "That you faked your own death." Tears filled her eyes. "I wasn't going to fake my death," she said, trembling. "I was trying to disappear." I stared at her, disbelief and anger mixing in my chest. "Disappear? From me?" She nodded, her chin quivering. "It's complicated. You don't know who I really am." Before I could respond, there was a loud knock on the door, 3 sharp bangs. My cousin's voice echoed faintly from the phone still in my hand. "Mark, stay away from the windows. The police are on their way. Something's wrong with that scene." I turned toward the front door, frozen. Emily's expression shifted instantly, from fear to something else. "You have to trust me," she whispered urgently. "Whatever happens, don't let them in." "Who?" I asked, but she didn't answer. Instead, she ran toward the back door, snatched her purse from the counter, and bolted outside. I chased after her, but when I got to the yard, she was gone, swallowed by the dark. Minutes later, flashing blue and red lights filled the street. Jack rushed up the driveway, still in his paramedic gear. "Mark, where is she?" he demanded. "She ran," I said. "What the hell is going on?" He pulled me aside, lowering his voice. "The woman in the car, she wasn't your wife. She had Emily's ID, but she also had a forged passport, fake credit cards, and a gun in her bag. She was part of an ongoing federal investigation. And they think your wife might be involved." My mind was spinning. "No," I said firmly. "Emily's a teacher." "She's not. She was a teacher," Jack interrupted, "but her name isn't Emily Lawson. That identity was created 6 years ago." The room seemed to tilt. My wife, the woman I'd loved for 8 years, was a lie. The police arrived soon after, questioning me, taking my statement. They asked for her photos, her habits, her routine. I gave them everything, but as the night dragged on, something in me began to shift. Despite the betrayal, I couldn't shake the feeling that she hadn't meant to hurt me. There was fear in her eyes, not guilt. Days passed. The news reported the crash as a case of mistaken identity, but I knew better. Emily was out there, running from something, or someone. Then, a week later, an envelope arrived at my doorstep. No return address. Inside was a single photo, Emily standing in front of a small cafe in another city, looking over her shoulder. On the back, written in her familiar handwriting, were just 4 words, "I never stopped loving you." I stared at it for a long time, torn between anger and heartbreak. I didn't know what she'd done or why she had to disappear. But one thing was clear, the woman I thought I knew had lived a life full of secrets. And even though she was gone, a part of me knew, her story wasn't over yet.